Okay. 2B. Now let's see what's got. Oh, this map. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, this is a nice map.
Really ugly, but
I like it.
what do you think of the hunts? Or shouldn't we care about it?
The hunts are fine. You always get like this one big hunt close to your town center, which both players have kind of in a similar position, and then all of the other hunts are pretty far away.
And this is the treasure I was talking about. Like 40%. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that's nice, and both of those civilizations could use it, kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. The rest of the treasures are a bit iffy at best, but does at 40%, just good.
Yeah, we see both players going for a market.
And for the market upgrades.
Yeah, they both picked up some coin treasures, so they are able to send those upgrades.
We do have to take into account that Somppu has spent the better part of the evening drinking Jim Beam together with Bioxas. So he's not playing at his full best level, or maybe he is, I don't know.
Actually, he seems to be playing at a fairly high level. He's using the thing you talked about.
Really? We missed it
Before, yeah. He used it to kill both of those walls really fast.
How can he do that while being drunk? That guy is a monster.
Oh, hold on, that's actually Garja.
Oh, Garja. Yeah. Oh, and he scouted the 40%. There you go. So he knows it's there. But Garja used that trick. Okay, cool. Let's follow. Here, 70 food. It's quite okay. Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Koreans can do it even better, because almost like a machine gun, tuck, 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 like that. 70 food, okay. Yeah, it's well, he's typing pretty well. When I'm drunk, I can't type. Hold on, wait. Hey?
Yeah, Garja is referring to his skill in taking those treasures.
Garja always does complain about things like lag, of course.
Yeah, his explorer would be full HP if it weren't for the lag. For sure. So we see in base Agra, kind of a little bit forward.
Yeah, but it does protect the gold mine, which is quite nice.
Oh, it could be sieged down without a town center able to shoot the forces, sieging it down. But yeah, it's still very defensive.
Even though while being drunk, he's doing quite a good job at herding back these Huns to his base.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's probably going to stay within his base, right?
Yeah, he's going to do something a bit more defensive.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of Huns. Like this one can be herded pretty easily as well.
Yeah. Does he know there's one left? It's a bit far off. Yeah. Just a 75 foot. Good.
Meanwhile, we see a forward warhut coming down for Garja.
See, you get used to it, right? After saying it a few times, you're like, oh yeah, okay, that is his name. And don't we see him like regularly, almost every day? Like, the least he deserves is that his name is pronounced correctly. Foreign logging coming in for Somppu. So he's going really eco-heavy, yeah? It's just... And do you think he's going to take the third TP? He's waiting there for something, isn't he?
Yeah, maybe he wants to get a stagecoach.
Fa 45 XP for Maria. But now there's so many units in his base that, yeah, he has to go.
He sent 600 wood, so I expect he will build that training post from that wood. Yeah, he's building it right now.
Yeah, there you have it. And yeah, this is turning into an iffy situation for Somppu, because he has to stay in his base. That hunt that he used to think that was really safe is now not available to him anymore, because Garja has decided to move in from that side. So the only hunts he has got is the ones he herded here, but these have wandered off a bit, so he's got only a few more of those ebexes left, and then he's just relegated to these hunts. There are no berries on this map, are there?
There are none, but he still has a bit of hunt available, and this should be really easy for him to herd closer to his town center. And looks like he's done a good job of killing these Iroquois units.
I would now immediately herd these hunts back.
Yeah, as soon as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, and he got trapped there in the trees, right? Yeah, absolutely. And this trade post is probably going down. And that is the one that he put the stagecoach on.
Yeah, it is stagecoached.
We do see a lull coming from Riot, and to anyone who does not have ever seen Garja play, after a lull, something else happens. There we go. Should never lose a TP. And then he's reanalyzing himself. Self-reflection, like, okay, I am doing well. However, what happened? I've lost my trade post.
But he is aging behind this, so he has that going for him.
Yeah.
But he certainly lost this trading post, and it's now in the hands of the Indian player, who will make use of this stagecoach for sure. Looks like Somppu is trying to go out and do some damage. To be able to accomplish much here. Maybe siege down a house.
Well, you do have to remember he's drunk, so he's just right-clicking everything right now, I think. So, he's found some villages there. And these forest prowlers, there are not enough of them yet, so they're moving a bit back. I think he's waiting for a cart to arrive.
Yeah, I don't know if this was a good decision by Garja to send all those villagers to the war hut, because it's actually going to be sieged down really fast. And then all those villagers are going to die, most likely.
But he has enough forest prowlers to take down all these units, right? But yeah, we are going to see one down, the second.
Yeah, maybe he's fine here.
Yeah. As long as we're not seeing the lol appearing on the screen, probably this is going to go fine for Maria.
He does have enough forest flowers, probably. There are a couple sours, but not really able to do much damage. I do have to say the economic unit population is heavily in favor of the Indian player.
Yeah, it is. How did that happen?
With all those turtles and a couple of villagers dying for the Iroquois player, it's quite a big gap now.
It's almost double. It is double now. How on earth did that happen? Because he only lost a few villages, right?
Yeah, I don't think it was that many, but...
6. Well, it's quite substantial.
Yeah, those trickles add up.
But he is going to clean up all the sepoy, and so Somppu has to either age up or replenish his army. That's going to cost a lot of resources, right? He hasn't got any.
He hasn't got any, right? His mind just gone out. So.
And this poor villager in the corner. And I do like it that the Eero player has gotten most of the map, right? He has access to all these Huns to the left, to the right, around the trade posts. And yeah, a few of these sepoys, but you know, he just has to send these forest products there and then he can take care of that.
Tiger claws coming in.
Oh.
He decided to not go for it. There were a couple musket riders there. But I don't know, I think they could have done some pretty good damage, these tiger claws.
Yeah.
If he just went for those forest flowers.
Maybe he's getting another shot at it because now he sees them, he knows that they are there, and the only thing he has to do is move them, right click and see what happens. And yeah, now these Huns over here, they are really far out now.
Yeah, Somppu really needs to win this battle to keep control of his Huns.
But those tiger claws versus cavalry is not the best option to use them, right?
Yeah, they need to get on the forest prowlers.
Sepoys absolutely being slaughtered by those forest prowlers.
Yeah, it looks like there's just not enough stuff for Somppu.
And he's still a second age, so Yeah, it is really showing through now. He's got only 10 units left. 10 military corps, and that's 2 of these SOAs. He has to move his villagers back now. And 1 lonely Gurkha left. But there must be a few more. Oh, a batch of sepoy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's lost quite a few villagers there.
Still ahead in economic population, but this is exactly what we talked about at the start, right? All these hunts that we saw, there was one of them a bit far out over here. And he's lost it now.
He's actually, the hunt is actually about here right now.
Wow.
It's been herded really far.
And was this the hunt that used to be close to the fort?
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Yeah, that's pretty darn bad, because the only hunts left over here is in the corner then. But Garja knows that they are there.
We see a Rajput force coming here.
Which is, yeah, ASMK likes them. But there is a certain point in the game where it's not really viable anymore to use them, and that is definitely after 10 minutes. Yeah, the Rajput, then it's getting 1 musketeer.
He's kind of just given up and just trying to show off a few Rajputs.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
All I have to remember, he's still a bit groggy, of course, and perhaps doesn't care too much as he normally would. So, regarding that, Somppu is still doing quite well. I mean, I don't know, have you ever played the game while being drunk?
I have.
And how did you do?
Yeah, you keep like missing stuff.
Yeah, exactly. The villagers being idle for like forever. And so, yeah. So Garja is feeling pretty good about himself. Let's see if Sompu's willing to take the bait. And he is. So we have another match coming up. Let's join.
Nice.
Okay.
So, is there any map that you would like to see? Looks like they are picking Manchuria. That's a pretty nice one.
Yes.
Huh, German mirror.
Well, if everyone's being drunk, then perhaps I should be drinking as well then. Okay, so we're going to have an auto mirror, but I am quite serious. Let's have some
Yes.
wine. I'll be right back.
Alright.
So, let's see. Yep, good.
Got your wine?
Yep, drinking it straight from the bottle like the gangster that I am. All I need is a brown bag to cover it.
Yeah, that's what the Americans do, right?
As if you don't know that you're drinking.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing in Dutch, but it's not really a thing over here.
No, it's really weird.
Nobody does that. Like,
Yeah, it's like, you want to have a drink? Fine, just go ahead.
yeah, exactly.
Don't bother me with it. That's all I ask. Both of them going straight for the trade posts. What, if I have you here right now, so I can ask you this, what makes it so important for Ottoman to have a trade post?
Well, so they can send all those shipments quickly, of course. They rely on their shipments because they don't have as many villagers, right? So they really want to send those crates and stuff.
But isn't that valid for all the civilizations to have their shipments come in quickly?
Yeah, well, you can see training posts being built by quite a lot of civilizations actually. There are not that many civilizations which don't like to build the training posts. Perhaps only like Dutch because they have their banks,
But
something like that.
since when has that changed? Because I remember a time when building a trade post so early in the game wasn't a thing yet.
Seems like it was just a natural progression, I guess. People find out they are pretty good. Let's build them. And also they originally were a bit more costly on the previous official patch. They were 250 wood,
Yeah.
so they were actually buffed.
Well, actually, it sounds like you don't know quite well either. It's just like a thing that happened.
Yeah, it's
The
just a thing that happened.
What do you think of this cavalry siege damage? 10%. Is that helpful?
Well, it's not so easy to take. You mean this one with the where it is actually? It has like 2 or 3 guardians, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 guardians. Yeah, it's kind of tough.
But Garja has found the 80 wood treasure in his corner of his map. That's quite good.
Yeah, and another thing is you usually don't siege so much with your cavalry actually.
Yeah.
Usually just raid or soak up damage, so it's not that great of a treasure, I would say.
I would go for the 10% reduced time. Like, that actually makes a difference.
Yeah, that's actually a better one, and
Yeah.
it even has less treasure guardians, so...
Oh, we totally missed the law. And then the explanation of the law. You forgot to age up. So let's see, being researched. Yeah, he's a bit late. He is going to be late. Yeah. But being Ottoman, it's not that bad, is it? Like, your villages are being produced automatically anyways, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, but you want to send those H2 shipments as soon as possible.
He has gotten way more yaks than Somppu. Like, this is probably alcohol playing Somppu's.
Well,
in Riot's favor.
this is probably also alcohol playing, because he's building the Rattan shields.
They're so awesome.
But they are pretty good units, yeah.
If we can make this happen. Oh, Town Center's shot almost killed one straight away. But 8 Huracan shields, yeah, that's going to be quite good. But they're so expensive, aren't they? 50 and 60 wood. Like, the wood is
60 wood is a lot.
Yeah. He is able to idle these villages for quite a considerable amount of time.
Yeah, and he will deny those barracks.
And he's going to siege it. Yeah. That's some nice play right there. I totally expect a lull coming up.
Oh, that was nice.
Pop, right?
Yeah, he timed it exactly at the same time. And this will allow him to finally get a barracks and some houses.
There are many things you could say about Garja. Perhaps about how he resigns or rages, but that pop, right? That pop really shows the dedication he has.
Right.
I mean, like, he knows the seconds when he presses the button for the card. He knows exactly how long it's going to take, and then he presses the Minuteman, and oh, it's just... Was it luck? What do you think?
I think he's an experienced player, and
right,
he really did time it like that good. But this is a lot of red and shields right here.
Yeah, they're going to kill all those Janissaries. Janissaries, by the way, if you can see, they have a really long sword for close combat.
But it's not long enough, I think. There's just too many red and shields here.
Yeah. It could take this, couldn't he?
I may.
Another Rex. Oh no, it's an artillery foundry, so we're going to see more of those Hakebussen. I'm just going to call them Hakebussen in place of Arbus. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me to say Arbus. I do have to say, definitely more fun casting with a bit of wine or beer or whiskey, whatever it's your fancy.
Yeah, I'm more of a wine guy.
Somppu's more of a whiskey guy, so. There's us, and they are a bit lazily drag boxed, so Somppu is not carrying with control groups anymore. But on the other hand, ASMK has also professed that he's not using control groups either, so we shouldn't fault Somppu for not using control groups. Because if the great ASMK is not doing it, then probably we are all doing it wrong. Don't you think so?
Yeah, that must be the right way to play this game.
Exactly. We should all stop using control groups now, altogether. Haakbussen coming out together with the Janissari. I was looking up some info about the Janissaris, and turns out they used to fight and march on some ridiculously hideous music. Would you like to hear it? This was their battle sound. Let's me focus on the Janissaris then. It's incredibly hideous. But of course, at the time, probably there was not a lot of music going on anyways. So the only music they had was the music being played to them, and so yeah, you could probably say like, okay, they were kind of used to it, liking it, right? This was the only music they had. There you go. For your pleasure.
So we see an age up from Somppu. He's kind of just running around with these rattle shields.
Well, I think the Rattan shields have done their job, haven't they?
Yeah, but Somppu's going in.
It might be time to turn off the Janissari music, because the Janissaris are dead anyway, so.
Yeah, it seems. I don't know.
So.
Both players still have quite a few units. Falconets getting off.
Oh, they got a really nice shot at this Abus, but the Abus are pretty good actually at.
Yeah, they can snipe those cannons really easily.
They are.
And he's smart to use the formation, so his units are a bit more spread out. And yeah, he took them down.
Wow. And he's actually pushing inwards to his base. Wow.
looks like Garja is a bit scared to push more.
He is
But
really
he
careful.
did get, yeah, he did do a good job of taking out those cannons.
Do you think he's going to age up and send cannons of his own? Because being Otto,
Right now he doesn't really have the resources for it. Looks like he's just making in H2.
but I do think it was a good choice of Sompu to go H3, right? And that is what.
Yeah, he's got the spies now. That's
Yeah.
a really good unit.
I think that's what his friend Lord of Prince of Kabul actually might have done wrong. Like he stayed too long in H2. And look, like that massive army shot one volley at the Spahi, and the only thing that happened was he. Yes, I don't know. It's like it's not even 100. Oh yeah, 140 HP less, but he's still looking really, really good. Like you wouldn't be able to tell that he's got shot by an entire army.
Yeah, the spies are really strong.
But he's got only 10% ranged resist. So I don't know what happened, but these guys are just so strong. Wow.
And as you can see right now, they even heal.
Yeah.
So actually, they will just heal up.
I do like the models, just considering that this is a really old game, but I am looking forward to the new models of Age of Empires 4, because they do look a bit, don't know, squarish, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
They're nice enough to look at, but yeah. Oh, another altercation coming to play here. Lots of Janissaries versus Spahi. It's not going to be a good trade, right?
Well, I'm not sure.
Actually, might be mistaken, but we definitely need some more of this Spahi music. Yeah, the spies just melted away, sadly.
Yeah, sadly they did.
Oh my god, this music matches so well. I mean, this is probably like how a battle sounded. And I'm telling you, it must have been so scary as a Christian warrior to see this massive onslaught of Janissaries approaching to you. Because, you know, in a world where you don't hear any music at all, and there you stood at the battlefield and you hear these placed, but the aim is in the center, fully protected them.
Yeah, Sompu does have the upgrade. Excuse me.
But the difference is only like 50 HP, 40 HP. And you can tell, even though they're upgraded.
Yeah, it's just not enough.
Remarkably, I would say, Garja has taken the right option here. we're not seeing any lulls, right?
Yeah.
If there aren't any lulls coming from Garja, things are going well. At this point, what can you do if you were Somppu?
There's really nothing you can do. He cannot even go to water.
Mom's coming in.
Yeah, I don't think even mums can save this.
Yeah. Alright, so that was the Janissary music. I think you have quite a good idea of what it did sound like probably on the battlefield. Janissaries were a very special, high-ranking unit in the army. It felt unfair. And I think a lot of people already know that Janissaries used to be Christian slave children being raised in army barracks together and just indoctrinated to hate Christians so much that they were a fierce force to be reckoned with on the battlefield, and the personal bodyguard of the Sultan. And so I would have to say, if I were a farmer in the German army and I was told, here, you have a halberd here, and you're now a halberdier in the army of the German Prussian army, and you have to fight the Ottoman Empire, and you hear that music, and you see those guys coming at you, then I would run. I would not even stand and fight. I would run.
Yeah, it's quite scary.
Have you listened to the music?
Yeah, I only heard a little bit.
When those guys start to sing, like imagine like 6,000 of these Janissaries, right? Starting to sing. Man, imagine standing there with your halberd. And all these guys start to sing and come at you, and all those haakbuses shooting at you. Man, I would run so fast. And actually, that type of music, this afternoon I was talking about the Spartans, right? The Spartans, the 300 Spartans that held off the entire Persian army at Thermopylae. The Persian army had actually special elephants with horns on them, and just only to make music, battle music, and that sounded a bit like this Janissary music. So, oh, double Sioux, going to be interesting.
Yeah, maybe we will see some Sioux fire pit music.
Should I have tried to find some? I'm sure there's some. Let's see. And there we have it. For your continued pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. Because we are treated to a Sioux mirror, it should be accompanied with a proper Sioux Indian native music dance.
Alright, so we see Garja immediately building 2 TPs. That's what I like to see.
How much increase do they get?
It should be 4% per each TP.
That's quite that's 8% extra?
Yeah, it's actually even more. Because it's 4% and then it's 4% on top of that.
Wow.
So it's like, yeah. Well, Somppu is not using his extra wood. Oh, he is actually. He's going to build another kind of TP. Yeah, but the blue player has the pirate here, so he definitely has an advantage in this fight.
Yeah, because Somppu has gotten all these native warriors, right? Which is a big advantage for him. He's got the pirate and the blow gunner, so...
Yeah, he's just deleted his market, so
yeah.
It's actually fair.
Which I like. Like, I like that of Somppu, right? Like, just being a fair player. Right? Just going really down on the skill level. Even though he's drunk.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's nice. So... Did Garja won the second one, right? So I should add...
Yeah, he did.
There's no fear, yeah.
Both players aging up at about the same time. And Garja is building checking the decks and both players have some nice TP cards. We see 2 trading posts coming from both, so probably neither will want to research the stagecoach. Oh, did I just see advanced scouts? Now that's a card.
Who sent it?
Somppu.
Oh, Somppu's going completely mad. Advanced scout.
I haven't seen that in quite a while.
So he's going to use them, right? To
It's actually been nerfed on EP actually.
and there they are. He's going to use them to body block or to soak up some damage, probably. But for which units? Because it doesn't have a stable yet.
I don't think this is going to be really effective, honestly.
And even more popping out. And so here are the first bow riders, and I don't know, yeah, it might actually work if they put in stealth mode and get really close.
He tried to, but the thing is, they are detected by the explorer, of course.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So he cannot even do that.
They are really fast, aren't they?
Yeah, but the problem is that on EP they no longer snare, so they have a really hard time catching any sort of unit, really.
What is the thought about nerfing the scouts? Just the snaring, right? For the France play.
Just the snaring for the friends, but it actually affected this card.
Shame. But a really nice threat. I mean, I must respect Somppu for showing us this this threat. It's almost like ASMK worthy, isn't it?
Yeah, I've seen ASM do this.
Mm-hmm. So he's got more than 17 scouts. That's quite a lot. Worth 90 wood each.
Yeah, 90 wood, that's pretty costly.
Especially for Sioux. There must there certainly must be a better way of playing Sioux than with native scouts. Don't you think so?
Yeah. Oh, it looks like Garja's got a scout of his own.
Yeah. These bow riders are just a standard play.
We can see in the score that Garja already has almost double the score.
Indeed. But you have to respect Somppu for playing this. Like look at how he does it. And he does it really well. Like spreading out his native scout as far as he can, taking down as many of these bow riders.
He was able to take down 1, 2 so far.
Just this war hero is taking so long. Klops coming in to take down these natives. Definitely worth the try. Yeah.
Alright, so he killed 2 bow riders and the explorer, right?
Yeah, but the explorer has got like 1000 HP. It's just versus 220, so he could have gotten like around 5 bow riders. Perhaps even more. If that hero wasn't there in the mix. No, 4X riders, which arguably aren't the best choice versus the bow rider mass. So I don't know. What do you think? 4X riders versus that many bow riders. 21.
Somppu is the better player here, so probably knows what he's doing.
Sure.
Oh, he's using the stealth mode now.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. He's going to get a few at least. Oh, he's got to put the 2 also in stealth mode. I hope he does it. Yeah, he has. But this bow rider mass is becoming quite scary now. 21. Trying to scout out a few of these villages, but as we know, Somppu only is looking to get wood.
Indeed. Yeah.
Nothing else but wood. So
that's all he needs.
Yeah. So there aren't any. Instead, we have some natives coming out. Access going around, but Riot has aged and now has access to gunfire units. Oh, let's take a look at this. Yep. A bit out of place, out of range, yeah. But running away, and hopefully they can make it. There's another batch over here. The sad thing is that mixed with the hero, these bow riders are just so fast, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
6.75 speed versus 5.5 of the scouts. So that's too fast.
Looks like Somppu has used the big button to call in some dog soldiers, which
he's going all in.
died in one hit, yeah.
He is sticking with his native strat, which, you know, is commendable, even though he has figured out probably by now that it doesn't work very well. Now he's found the villagers chopping wood, so that's GG probably.
Yeah. Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, very much so, yeah.
Looks like we got another game.
Okay, good. But please not another Sioux mirror. To be honest, it was quite interesting, but a bit boring after a while.
Looks like we do have a different kind of matchup on our hands.
Oh yeah, this I like, this I like, this I like, yes. As Finney used to say. So we're having Russia to the north, and to the south, Dutch. Oh my god. Didn't we have a Sompu Dutch just the other game? Oh!
I don't think so.
But did you see this treasure? If
That's
Sompu
nice
only
one.
would go to the other way, then he would find it in 150 coin. That's so OP
Yeah.
for Dutch.
He sees it now.
Good. And there's also 95 wood. So that's really good for Dutch. Those two treasures. 110 wood. Wow.
There are some really big treasures.
Yeah,
on
and
this
all
map.
very close to his base. Like the treasures close to Garja's base are just not worth it at all. Good. So he's going for the 95 wood. And
Oh my!
Yeah.
We already see some envoys coming out.
That's basically all you can say. Because they cost 80 food, don't they? Oh, 50. Huh?
50, just 50.
Did that change?
No, I'm pretty sure they always cost 50 food.
That's actually not bad, really. 200 HP.
Yeah, they're just going to be really annoying.
But on the other hand, it's only got one villager inside. And so it's not doing a lot of damage, is it?
Not much.
Oh, he had actually quite a lot inside, huh? 6. That is actually worth it. And that one villager is almost going down. Look, I don't think it's going to be a... Oh, wow. That's a shame. He just saved it just in time. And another one going inside. So this is actually fanning out quite well for Sompu. Even though this is definitely just a drunk strat at play. He's doing quite well. However, Garja has clicked in the Age Up button and Sompu is still 300 feet away from it. Was it worth it?
Yeah, interestingly, he's actually built a bank.
He did. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's almost like a Deccan strat, so...
And he's sending colonial militia.
If you can pull this off, this is going to pay off big. Because if you have built a bank on Deccan, right? If you can build a bank on Deccan, and I always do that. Don't really want to divulge my strats publicly, but this is what I do. I built a bank. I chop 50 wood. I built a bank straight away, and from that moment on, you do not need to mine anything. You just keep on building those banks. And of course, food is gathered so much quicker than gold, so it really pays off. So this, if Sompu can make this work, this might actually be like his first win doing a troll strat. And perhaps that investment of 200 food, was it? 200
Well,
food, right?
he's made another batch.
But why? For the love of God, why? Why would you?
He's looking to finish off these villagers.
Does
But
manage.
sadly, these Cossacks will deal with the envoys.
Yeah, they popped out just in time, I think. Well, he does manage to keep the Cossacks preoccupied, right? So he's buying himself time. Time enough to age up. And probably send out pikes, right?
Ik ben gewond. Ik kan me niet bewegen.
Yeah, I don't know at this point what Sompu is going to.
I don't know what Nakari means, but it must be Nakari. Nakari. Sounds a bit like drugs, narcotics, right? So it must be, he must be just referring to the Dutch law concerning marijuana and all. Nakari. Alright. Cossacks moving in. Yeah, well, this is easily deflected by TC fire. And he has herded these hunts really close to his town center, so...
Yeah, and he has aged up finally at 630 as the Dutch.
It's always a fast fortress age, right?
Yeah.
Let's just put it out there that Sompu has stopped caring about timings. But I like his base, right? I like this, of course.
Yeah, it's
That
nice wall.
Yeah, that would have been better on the other side, right by the mines, but I do appreciate the effort. And there's actually place for a bank between the market and the other bank, actually. But Sompu probably disagrees with me, so he's put on a trade post, which I don't know. What do you think of that?
I think that's a great decision because it's a stagecoach trading line. So
Oh, yeah, Garja is using it already. Wow. Garja has All this time just gone full eco, right? Already aged up. Double Cossacks coming out soon.
Yeah, he's got 3 trading posts already.
It's going to be
We see a
super hard.
secretive stable coming up here.
That's nice, yeah.
That's his only military building so far.
But Sumppu is nowhere near to aging. Alright, has aged, so... Cossacks moving in cheekily from the behind. But Sumppu has spotted it with Explorer, so he's not losing any fields, and that is pretty good. But
he finds the stable.
yeah. And
He snares the Cossacks.
yeah,
That
Nakari
was
is going to
pretty
be able to snare them, right? Yeah. Yeah, this looks really well defended. I think Sumppu might actually be able to go to the 4th age here. Or the 3rd age. He's still
Well,
second
at
age.
least the 3rd age, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this is bad. These cavalry archers is not what you want to see right now.
Yeah, they got in just in time.
Ja.
Ik ben gewond en kan me niet bewegen.
Somppu
Nou.
is aging now.
Probeer jezelf te bewegen. 9 cav archers. Yeah, it's really sad that these Huns are beyond the wall at this moment, but he could hurt them back, right? Couldn't he?
Yeah, I think he could.
Yeah. So he needs to make that effort of like that click and then the shift click back. Like, let's do it, Sumppu. You can do it. Send the fill over there. Shift click backwards.
Yeah, he should really do that while he can.
Oh, that's
Oh.
not good.
Those oprichniks, right?
Yeah. One of the main reasons why Russia is considered to be OP in treaty games, the Obrichniks, the insane siege damage.
Yeah,
An Imperial
the-
Obrichnik, how much does it have? Do you know?
How much siege?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But these guys have 86 siege right now, which is pretty nice.
And all this while, Garja is having this income from these 3 trade posts coming in, right?
Yeah, but meanwhile, Somppu has all these banks. He's got 5 banks now.
Oh, and he's ready to age again, right? He's 3rd age and he's going to the 4th age probably, because he's got almost no units.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
And he sent the Swiss pikemen, which could deal really well with the oprichniks.
Yeah. And they're being caught out. Oh, these operators cannot escape quite fast enough, right? That is nice.
Looks like they did.
Yeah. So Somppu only needs another 200 food. I think those pikemen came in just in time. Somppu is going for a really weird build, but the 4th age, like...
Not sure what this villager is doing, but he's going to die. Yeah, so Somppu is aging.
Yeah. So he's going for, probably for the heavy cannons. if anything.
Could be, but there's so much cavalry here.
It is a shame that it doesn't have that. What is that 4th age card for 16 routers or so? That would be really handy right now. To have this massive batch of routers coming out.
Losing some villagers. But he might be able to catch these operations right now.
So nice. Look at that. And there we see the lol. This might be a resign for Garja, right?
No, I don't think so. Garja thinks he got the pikes in saloon, but actually he just shoots.
You got me, right? Yeah. Let me help him. Also, this is GG. Let's see what's going to happen. 4 cannons, and finally some cannon player. I do like my cannons, I must say. And so I think Dutch are incredibly suited to go heavy on the cannons, like maybe even get 8 cannons out.
We see Garja immediately building an artillery foundry though. So he might just make some cleverance, you think?
Look at how fast that trade post went down. So more pikemen moving back to deal with these cav archers. He's got quite a lot right now, 26. Oprichniks as well. They are going to touch any of these villages, they're going down so quick. Wow. This is not what you want to hear, right? Ew, 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 ew.
Well, it is if you're the Russian player.
True, but that were a lot of villagers going down. So pikemen now moving in.
Yeah, we have a falconet raid going on.
Yeah. Will it be enough? I wonder. You do need now some routers, right? 16 router card. 14, I don't know what it is, but you need them now.
Garja actually has even more falconets. It's got 5.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Well, at least they're going to kill a few of these. Oh, I wouldn't have done that. I would have gone for the villagers straight away. Last cannon. Trying to get a last shot. No, it's done for.
Ik kan me niet bewegen.
Managed to get 2 of the cannons down. But still feels a bit unsatisfying, because he could have gotten at least 4, 5, 6 kills with one volley of those cannons, right?
Yeah, it's still kind of a close game, I would say.
Swiss pikemen are doing a really good job though, that's true.
Yeah, but at this point there's just none left. There's like 5 of them.
But he has made some black riders, and that's...
Yeah, he's got the saloon now.
That's the answer he's looking for, right? His factory, meanwhile, being under attack by these pesky oprichniks, and that's probably going to happen all the time. Okay.
Yeah, Garja is not aware. Garja, I mean. He's not aware that actually the Swiss pikemen are not in the saloon. The saloon has just the Black Riders and Arsonists.
these villagers are going down. No way they can escape that.
Yeah, no way.
But at this moment in time, Somppu is way ahead. Like even though the Cav Archer army is considerably larger, these Black Riders, and if he can send the next card, he's got the 2 factories already. He's probably going to wall off it as well, but if he's going to be able to send the next card,
He sent the tulip speculation.
for more banks, so he didn't send the 10 Black Riders. Wow. Horse artillery moving in and being chased by a bear. Okay, fine.
Yeah, Garja has a lot of artillery of his own.
Ik kan me niet bewegen.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. But at least there are still some Cav archers left. More Black Riders coming to play. More cannons. And yep, Somppu has got the gold to do it, so why not? These Cav archers are moving in, trying to get down this factory, but still it's got 3000 HP. And with all these Black Riders coming out, I think Black Riders are easily going to deal with these Cav archers, right?
Well, I don't think so actually, the factory is going down.
Oh, this? Those pesky factory rich things. Oh my god. And they have the Boyar upgrade, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, the Boyar upgrade does upgrade them. We see 2 town centers coming for Garja.
The Stadhouder is coming out. I do have to say,
Oh,
if you do know
That's
what
nice.
the meaning of a Stadhouder is, it's quite weird to see that they are musketeers, because the Stadhouder is basically the title for the royal family before they became kings. I don't know, maybe I should look into it. But
that's weird.
yeah, Stadhouder is basically just the title they gave the king,
Ik kan me
because
niet
they didn't
bewegen.
want him to call him the king. Oh, look at this army being stuck over here. That was just so weird. Oh. So these 2 town centers are going down. What do you think?
Yeah, these Stadholders should be able to siege them. He's Garja coming with some artillery. He's got 2 falconets. He's got 3 more. If these falconets get a good shot, they could deal really nicely with these musketeers. Yeah, all of them are dying.
Yeah, that's really good. But those Black Riders are doing hefty work on those cannons. Still 4 Stadthouders left. That might actually work out well. Oh, 1 left, sorry. I stand. All the cannons are down. Just 1 left.
Yeah, it looks like that was probably better for Garja.
A bit. This lonely cannon left forgotten. Minutemen sieging town center.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's drunk Somppu at play here. Because this cannon could have done some damage, right?
Yeah, it could.
Too late. Two
heavy
cannons.
cannons. Yeah.
That's nice.
Well, Somppu's economy is kind of getting insane. He's got 6 banks now. He's building a 7th bank.
Yeah.
He's got a factory, of course.
He's still 10 villages behind, or 5, but he's catching up. Yeah, definitely. And there isn't just enough food left anymore for Russia to sustain that economy. He has to move to meals quite soon.
Yeah, there's still a couple hunts. He's got this one, or perhaps this one over down here.
But the idea that Minutemen are actually killing villagers, I mean, that goes to show how frantic this battle is actually for both players. If you can have your Minutemen still attack a town center for so long. Look.
Yeah.
So, Somppu is fully committed to the Black Riders. And taking down the 2 town centers.
Garja building a new town center.
He's going to use it as a shipment point, right?
Yeah, and just for getting control of this hunt.
Well, the longer this draws out, the more eco difference Somppu is building up, so he's doing quite well actually. Remarkably.
Yeah, he is.
He was behind, but now he's ahead.
But Garja has got quite a lot of units.
Yeah, he does.
He's got the calls, he's ready. Ready for anything.
Yeah, Somppu needs to... Oh! And there are some Waardgelders, and well, the only thing I can explain about their name is they were probably cavalry units to protect money transports. That's as far as I can derive from the names of the Waardgelders. But I should look it up probably. The Waardgelders in Age of Empires are just a very strong unit. You can buy for 1,000 gold. And that's pretty good, isn't it? You get quite a lot for them, right?
Yeah, they're really strong.
Yeah. And these culverins are going to shut down at least one of these cannons.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh wow. gonna get a second and that was his card. He doesn't have any other. He could put the factory, not factories because he lost one, but he could put the factory on one heavy cannon. And it feels like it feels like he was really banking on the fact that he was going to use those cannons.
Yeah, Garja has got a significant lead in military right now.
Economically, he doesn't.
Yeah, but he's got 100 military population.
Yeah, so Garja needs to move in. Oh, hold on, hold on. Let's help Somppu with this. If I say lol, let's entice another lol from Riot. Maybe it buys him sometime. Look, the Waardgeld is together with the only riders, black riders. They are still killing those villagers, which is exactly what Somppu needs to get this win. And last village going down, so now it's already 20 fill difference. That is huge. That is
yeah, and Garja's going
extra.
back with his whole cavalry archer army. These cannons are so exposed right now.
Yeah, huh? Okay, he should move back now. Two of them then, the third, the fourth, going down. Oh, that's quite costly. So one Cav archer that was in melee mode is dealt with.
Some cows being murdered here.
Culverins, wow.
Oh, looks like Somppu is switching to skirmishers after 30 minutes of the game. He's building 4 barracks.
That might be really his objective there, right?
Yeah, to kill all of those cavalry archers.
And he's upgraded the skirmishes as well.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, okay. This looks pretty good actually. Just those cannons are a problem, but the skirmishes were a good option.
Yeah, he's got more culverins coming out. Wow, Garja's got 10 falconets out right now.
Yeah, the eco pop has equal without skirmishers versus Cav archers is a good bet. 8 cannons though, a bit hard.
Yeah, if those cannons get on the skirmishers.
There's got only one culverin left.
Yeah, Somppu needs to be really careful.
It's quite remarkable how it has turned out this way so quickly, right?
Yeah. this is a lot of stuff. I don't know if Sompu can hold this.
Those cannons, it's so weird because this is what Dodge should have. Riders and cannons.
Yeah.
The ride is just turning the tables on Sompu and saying like, okay, I'll do the cannons if you don't. He's got so many of them as well.
Beer's been raid. Skirmishers dying.
But the Culverins did manage to get a few shots off, but being countered by the Falconets. Another Falconet going down. Looks like it's not nearly enough. Sompu does have a 1000k gold, so yeah, it could be making the Falconets for Culverins. Which he is. I think he's doing a lot more Culverins.
Yeah, Garja should probably focus down the artillery foundry.
And there they are, 2 Culverins, and they are going to be able to take down most of the guns, I think. Oh, second turn down. One more, come on. Ah, just too late.
Factory is down.
Ooh, this is just hard. It looks like you can manage, but then all of a sudden the infrastructure around you just crumbles down and you don't have a foundry or TC anymore. The only thing you've got is skirmishes, and then you just have to admit, yeah, that massive onslaught of cannons and cav archers did outplay Sompu at his own game. He should be doing this at this moment, right? He should be doing the cannons too, and the riders.
Yeah, Sompu is losing a lot of his infrastructure.
Yeah.
He's down to almost half the economic population of Garja.
Yeah, Garja has almost the entire map. Just this one town center with a mine and 2 farms left. Okay, so that's good. That's 1 cannon down. Maybe he's going to get another one. Yeah, this is where you need your banks to come in there, right? To generate that gold income to buy skirmishes, and he's got only 2? Yeah, he's got only 2 banks.
Yeah, only 2.
That's not nearly enough to even go to the second age, so...
I don't really know what Sompu can do at this point.
Well, at least rebuild a bank, I would say. He is still 1 age ahead. Lost the factories though. You know, with the 2 extra banks, he still can do some cannons or some skirmishes.
Yeah, he would have to rebuild those banks really quickly. Which he's not doing.
For some reason, Korea has sent Strelice combat, even though he doesn't have any Strelice. So
Yeah, probably doesn't know what to send anymore.
yeah, it's the last card left. He's not using it, but it's the only one he's got. Yeah, and here are the 2 last banks going down. I think it's weird that those oprichniks aren't being used to scout out this little base over here. Last bank going down.
Yeah, Garja aging up.
Yeah, and at this point, even if you look at the scores. Oh. What? What on earth? And he aged with the 2P, the legendary Blackwoods. Yeah.
Yeah, looks like this will be the final push.
40 attack, so they are quite good. However, yeah. I don't know, what do you think of these 2-piece Blackwood archers?
I think they will not be very effective against falconets.
Exactly. Bit useless, really. However, those colonial militias have now quite a lot of siege, so they can take down buildings quite fast. Yeah, if only can save as many units as possible and do as maximum damage as possible to the... Well, okay, let me rephrase that. Seems quite hard and difficult to do so, but maybe he can. But this is definitely the last push. Yeah.
It is because he just lost this town center and his stagecoach TP, so there's no way he's going to make anything else.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Okay. Like literally all the cannons have survived.
What a game.
It was fun. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Well, they were resource-wise, they were really equally matched until his banks went down. And that's where he started to go downhill from there on, yeah.
Yeah, once he lost his eco, he just couldn't remass.
But it was really fun.